it, doesn't he? He's ahead.
Well, I tell you, there's a lot of...
the applause here is for Jim Frick.
Yes.
And Jim Frick takes exactly 5 seconds to get 2 points.
Well, he'll work a series of single and half. He's one of the better half Nelson candidates on the school. He's got it right now in a standing position, as a matter of fact.
Talking to the Lehigh trainer before the match, Larry was told that Jim can do absolutely everything. He asked, will he be kind of cautious, protect that ankle? He said absolutely no reason to do it. He's 100% recovered.
Amazing individual.
Combination of great courage by Frick and a wonderful trainer in Jack Foley.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you, too, Peter Yazzo really predicted that. Marvin and I met Peter at Gus's Crossroads Inn after that disastrous night to Jim Frick, and we talked to him, and he said Jim Frick will be back by the Easterns and maybe before. And I was not about to bet on it, and there he is out on the mat.
Picked up a leg, misses, but I don't think he's going to use some of his... I would say that in a bout like this tonight, I think he might pace himself because he hasn't wrestled for over a month as far as competitively. Not even up in the room. He was really bicycling, and he's got to, step it out and just walk with the injury and then get his win. Because there's a 2 takedown, and it's a 3-2 lead now for Dan Willaman.
Willaman is a junior. Well, look at Frick's first takedown here. This happened in the first 5 seconds. Right
Goes in a high crotch and just drives him with his head. Of course, sitting on the bench is also Dr. Diorio, and I think there's got to be a little apprehension to let any wrestler who's been injured the way Frick was back out there.
1 neutral.
Ties it up at 3-all with 1:20 first period.
Willaman is, incidentally, Larry, is the number 3 wrestler in victories for Edinboro. Number 4, Willaman has won 26 this year. He's lost 11. Been in 37 decisions, which is much more than any other wrestler on the Edinboro team.
Looks like a tough, scrappy little competitor. 134, Lehigh fans starting to stomp.
Jim Frick was, at the time of the injury, he and Matt Ruppel were the winningest Lehigh wrestlers. Frick had won 12 out of 15 before the injury.
Frick was runner-up in the Easterns last year. Nice ankle pick. 2.
Like an ass.
And that gives Willaman a 5-3 lead. 1. And in a place where we felt this is still a place where I think Lehigh was going to penetrate the first 5. Well, he goes in too deep. Now watch the ankle sitting there. He says hello. And that comes from really Frick not wrestling for over a month. He didn't even wrestle up in the room.
That's it.
It was bicycling and swimming. And the rhythm and the combination of events. So it is good to get him out there and get that feeling flowing for the Easterns coming up. There's an old familiar face, Shell, way over there in the corner in the raincoat. Frick is in on the single, but he gets shrugged. Red Campbell, former Lehigh assistant coach with Jerry Lehman days, way back there. Then he went to Yale.
I know we always see Red at the PIAAs in Hershey.
Yep.
I'll go down.
Edinboro, down.
Still exuberant.
Spit, go ahead, right spit, just right spit and come back. Okay, here we go. Edinboro chooses down. Get set.
So now Baumgartner is sitting down there next to Deanna.
Top.
5-4 lead for the Edinboro wrestler, Dan Willaman, over Jim Frick of Lehigh.
Frick will tie waist and reach up for the half. Wants to trap the far wrist and then drill him. Time advantage is nothing to consider at this point. Scores 5-4. That's the most important thing at this time. In favor of Dan Willaman of Edinboro. The Fighting Scots. Frick work off single, wrist, then a half. Like Deanna, sporting a Scotch plaid tie, obviously a little bit of the plaid from the Edinboro Fighting Scots.
It's sure not the Diana tartan.
No. He was a tough cookie.
Get set.
Of course, coming up is their little Irish trio, O'Day, Kennedy, and Flynn, the next 3 weight classes for the Fighting Scots.
You knew he'd spot that, didn't you, Sean?
Sean O'Day, of course, ranked 2nd in the country at 142, and Terry Kennedy ranked 5th in the nation at 150. So they've got to come up with the edge in those 2 weight classes.
Get set.
Only on the 17th of March do they have an edge.
1 out of 365 in bad.
Top.
Frick has nearly a minute in riding time, but he still trails at the moment in the score, 5-4, with about a minute to go in the first period.
Just thinking back to the only Eastern school, well, the 2 Eastern schools have beaten Edinboro. Penn State beat them 19-14, and Lockhaven defeated them 20-18. And they also lost. They also lost to.
And the escape at the last moment as they went over into the brown. So it's a 6-4 lead now for Dan Willaman. Jim Frick returning to action after missing about 6 weeks of wrestling.
The takedown-wise, it's 2 for Willaman and 1 for Frick. He gets Frick down there, he'll get close to that ankle. There he tries a
In the middle.
little something.
Notice all the Edinboro kids seem to want to get that their left arm, their less dominant arm, underneath your shoulder. They're using that right arm to shrug you or grab you and go by you.
Well, Frick, I think, is now this, I'd call the second period a pacing break.
Period concludes,
Lehigh.
and it's a 6-4 lead for
Lehigh chooses
Dan
down.
Willaman of Edinboro over Jim Frick of Lehigh. Third and final period.
Not too sure if Tom Togus is really going to wrestle at 158, Shell. Chad Watkins is down there on the bench, and if Coach feels that he's not going to wrestle, he won't put him in there.
Frick gets out at 6-5. Frick has a minute and 11 riding time advantage. Needs a takedown here in the third and final period at 134.
Oh, nice back heel trip, but Frick dropped down in on it.
Now Frick's got that left leg, trying to convert it here. No points yet. No takedown points for Michael.
That was Frick's bad leg, I think. So it may end up a stalemate.
Willaman, yeah.
No. Here we go. We're neutral. Here we go. Hurry up.
I'm glad he stopped that. You just can see the pressure coming down on that leg the first time out, especially.
Yeah, that's those back ankle trips, back knee trips. It's a nice little move. And Willaman's really a tough cookie. He wants to slip that left leg in behind there again.
Minute and 9 to go, third and final period. Frick trails by a point, 6-5 here at 134. Lehigh trails 7-0 in team score. Edinboro.
We're in the last minute of the bout.
Nobody doing much.
Both trying to foot sweep here.
Yeah, I don't think Willaman, even though he's leading 6-5, isn't going to sit down. I think he's going to be trying something. Right now, with Frick having a time advantage point, it's all tied up if they remain on their feet.
Frick tries to scoop in on that right leg, but can't do it.
Here's where Frick got shrugged the last time. He picks that far ankle out from that position, or sweeps it out. There's that ankle pick.
Neutral.
16
Almost
seconds.
for Dan Willaman, the junior from North Canton, representing Edinboro.
Notice how Willaman stays off on that angle. His shoulder's into Frick, but his body's wide at an angle, and that's where he just seems to be able to drop inside on that leg. Does a good job of that stance.
They're working.
And it looks like we're going to end up here with a draw at 134. Neither wrestler doing much, and that's the way it will end. Frick gets a point for riding time. We'll end at 6 and 6.
Final.
And the score becomes Edinboro 9, Lehigh University 2. And we'll be back with more wrestling in just a moment. Stay with us.